Hi, and welcome to the very first episode of the Bias Talk Show. My man Moddy. How you doing, brother?
I'm good and you, Mr.
I'm always good, Let's get straight into it, man. Premier League, best league in the world.
Definitely.
What have you made of it so far, the season as a whole?
It's been a tough season, definitely. I think that City has been actually one of the best teams, as well as Liverpool.
Definitely.
There's been a few surprises when it comes to Wolves, your Bournemouth, definitely. Even Cardiff has even shocked some few teams. I think that this is the best season I've seen so far with regards to Liverpool. Liverpool's having a very, very good season. And with the team that they got, you have Mohamed Salah, who's been in exceptional form. And then you have Aguero, who's just recently just shocked the whole world of what happened in midweek. And your take on it?
Me personally, I feel like this has been the best Premier League season I've seen since I've ever started watching football. I mean, you look at Liverpool, City, of course, they're the two big teams going for the title at the moment. You look at Spurs, they've spent no money in the summer, still doing well, 5 points of Liverpool. At the point, United also, they started poorly, but now they're back again. Chelsea, new manager under Sarri. Arsenal, new manager Emery after 22 years of Arsene Wenger. You look at Wolves, as you said, as a surprise. Everton, new manager, spent a lot of money in the summer. And I just feel the Premier League this season has been at its most competitive, as you've seen in the table. Shock results. I mean, look at Palace going to City winning, Leicester winning them, Newcastle beating Man City. I think the Premier League this season has been exceptional, and I feel like in the next 13 games it's only going to get better and better.
I mean, if you look at Wolves, they've beaten the top 6 sides.
For me, Wolves team of the season so far, without a doubt, 7th in the league. They good against the top sides. They on a great run of form. They have their shaky moments against the bottom teams, but as a whole, I feel like Wolves, they've been my team of the season, definitely, without a doubt. But let's get straight into it. The title race. Yeah. Obviously, Liverpool, City's just got top of the league, even though on goal difference with the game in hand. What have you made of Man City's form so far this season?
Man City, they've been in exceptional form over the last few months. We've taken a look at where Liverpool has been concerned. They've been behind Liverpool for a lot of months. And now for the last few months, City has just been blistering form. If you look at Aguero, he's just driving the whole team. They didn't have De Bruyne, and
he's coming back now.
And De Bruyne just came back now, and you see Man City flying. And
definitely.
Goal difference wise, that speaks for itself. Aguero scoring hat-tricks, Leroy Sané, even a shock, Raheem Sterling being in the best form of his life.
Pep said now in the week that he feels the title race could be down to goal difference. Do you think that could be the case?
Pep is a genius and he knows what he's talking about. So, I mean, definitely, goal difference is a massive, massive thing. And both teams are scoring for fun. They're scoring for free. And Mohamed Salah is just driving Liverpool. Sadio Mane just giving the balls through to Salah. And if you look at City, we see the front three: Sané, Aguero, Sterling, and Bernardo Silva.
What the front three?
Sure, that speaks for itself. That names itself. Top of the league, best players in the world. So, what is your take on it?
Me personally, City. At the start of the season, I actually said City would win the league. I thought it would be much closer than last season. But when it came to the end of December, I actually feared the way Liverpool were going. I thought when it comes to the end of the season and Liverpool win this league, you're not the fuck gonna hear the end of it.
Sure, you just said it all.
And I mean, you look at Liverpool, they haven't won the title, what now, 29 years?
29, 30 years.
The way their fans will go on, you're not gonna hear the end of it. So when it came to, especially after City lost to Newcastle, I honestly thought this title is Liverpool's. Honestly, I really thought this title was Liverpool's. And then came the Leicester result, and now recently the West Ham result. And me personally, I look at what the pundits are saying. They're saying it's not really the nerves, it's more just the way they play. And I think it's a mixture of both. For me personally, nerves affect the way you play. If you're nervous, you're not going to play well. So I think it goes hand in hand. But I still feel like this is Liverpool's actually their first blip of the season. And if this is a blip and they're still picking up the odd point, it's still a worrying sign. But at the moment, I still feel like we are going to be in for a hell of a title race this season. And honestly, I know people will not agree because of the injuries they have, but Spurs is right in it. I mean, you look at, since Kane and Ali got injured, everyone said, no, the season is over. The top 4 status was in doubt. They're closer to the top now than when they had Kane and Ali in the team.
True.
That just shows the team spirit, their resilience, their mental state. And I mean, people always criticize Spurs for the way they are. They're weak, they're bottlers, as they would say. But I just feel like they're picking up results late in games. In the 83rd minute, Son scoring goals. I just feel like at the moment it's a 3-horse title race, and I feel like it's going to be a great title race till the end of the season, without a doubt.
The topic on Spurs, Fernando Llorente starting up front or coming off the bench to lead the line. That's been a shock surprise from Mauricio Pochettino.
Definitely, but what you have to remember is he doesn't have much options. You look at up front, Son went away for the Asian Games. Up front, who else are you going to play? Mora was injured for a while. There's no one else he really had to play. And I remember his first game against Fulham. I think he missed about 3 sitters. And honestly, I thought, I personally felt, I love Spurs. I love the way they play. I love the manager. But I thought they're going to crumble. But I mean, I look at the Watford game. 1-0, 80 minutes down, Son picks up a 1-1. Here you think, okay, Watford will hold on. A 1-1 draw, Spurs are further behind the title race. You see Danny Rose with a lovely ball into the box, Llorente, which is his strength, a header in the far corner, 2-1 win, Spurs back in the title race. So it just shows a moment, all you need is one moment to win a game. And I just feel like Spurs, they might not be playing pretty, but they're still picking up results, and that's the big thing.
In my opinion, I know some fans, pundits won't agree with what I'm saying, but Tottenham Hotspur, they are the surprise package for that top 2, Liverpool and City.
I mean, definitely, you imagine you spend £0 million in the summer and you're still in the title race. I mean, we keep speaking about City, how great they are. They spent over £500 million. Look at Liverpool, spent £160 million in the summer. So Spurs will always be known as bottlers because of the history, but I feel like they're right in this title race without a doubt. But what, in your situation at the moment, if you had to predict the top 3, what are you going to decide?
As a Chelsea fan, I wouldn't want Liverpool to win. I know
I can say the fucking same.
As some of the fans wouldn't agree with what I'm saying right now, because Liverpool are in blistering form, their fans are high hopes.
Definitely.
But for me, City first. I think, as I said, Tottenham the surprise package second, and Liverpool third.
Liverpool third?
Yes. I'm not sure if you remember the season where Liverpool was striving second, and at the very end their nerves got the better of them.
I disagree with you. Me personally, I'm going City to win the league, basically because of their form and their squad depth. I would love Spurs to win the league because, as you know, I'm a United fan. I don't like City and Liverpool, but me personally, I'm going City first, Liverpool second, Spurs third, but I think it could go down to the final day.
Even Chelsea.
No, don't go in there.
I think Chelsea could pull a few upsets when it comes to the top 3 teams. They played well against Man City.
Okay. Personally, Chelsea, I don't feel like they have enough even with Higuain. They can affect the title race, but I don't think they'll win it. I think at most they'll finish 4th. Now, the top 4. 2 months ago, you would have seen it was a 2-horse race for the top 4. Namely, Chelsea and Arsenal. To this day, we see 3 teams in the race. Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal. What have you made of Man United's form under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Man United's form. I've seen a massive difference from Jose Mourinho to Ole Gunnar. I mean, you've taken Rashford and Pogba, who's been in poor form under Mourinho, and they're just driving the team forward.
Definitely.
I mean, you look at that passes from Pogba. My word, it's sweet. It's sweet. I have no words for it. And then Rashford just putting the balls away, just like that. For me, United's been. I think they're gonna run for this top four.
As a Chelsea fan, are you worried?
I am very worried. United's only 2 points behind Chelsea. If Chelsea slip up this weekend coming,
We could go fourth at the end of this weekend.
and I'm very, very worried. But I think with Chelsea's attack, I think they can do something this weekend against City.
Let's get into that new signing. Gonzalo Higuain made his debut in that 4-0 thumping against Bournemouth. And then he made his home debut the weekend against Huddersfield. 2 goals, 2 great goals. I won't lie to you. I was watching that game live. The whole team played well. Got a reaction out of Sarri criticizing them. What is your thoughts heading into this game against Man City away?
Look, against City a few months back, we didn't play well, but we got the result. We grinded the result. But I think against City this time around, with City being in a good form, I think it's going to be a tough game. But with the new signing Gonzalo Higuain, I think Chelsea have something to look forward to. They have a tackler who can score goals. He has great composure. Can play to the ball, to the feet, and on the odd occasions, corners, free kicks, the headering can play a huge part.
Yeah, I mean, people say he's old, he's now 31, which is true, but I disagree. I think he's a top class striker. I think he will score goals 100%. The only problem I have with Chelsea, and I'm just saying what I feel like your problem is your defense, and Jorginho especially. On that topic, many pundits, fans, everyone has criticized Jorginho this season. What have you made of him this season?
Okay, I have a different opinion, but I have the same criticism. Jorginho isn't a defender. He's not a holding mid. He's a playmaker. He's a dictator. You get that ball out to him, he's supposed to pass it forward, and not sideways and backwards. So the pundits are saying true. He's not a defender. He's slow. He's just passing. He's not doing anything great. But on the other hand, Jorginho is supposed to be that playmaker. He's supposed to be the Fabregas of the team. And that's what I have expectations of Jorginho. And for me, what I've seen so far, I'm not seeing that.
True. Then we come to Arsenal, aka Panther Club. But anyway, they started well, went on a 22-game unbeaten run, and I honestly thought at the time I was worried because we were shit at the time. United, Arsenal were coming back up. They looked like they had a good philosophy, played attacking football, pressed up high up the pitch. Aubameyang and Lacazette in great form. Recently, they've gone off the boil a bit, but they're only 3 points off you. Are you worried about them in terms of the top 4 race?
To be honest, no. They do have a history of bottling.
That's true.
They have a very good history of that when it comes to injuries, especially.
They have a lot of injuries at the
You
back.
see, Hector Bellerin, he's just got injured.
He's been great this season, I won't lie to you.
Rest of the season is gone. Said Kolasinac, I don't think he's a defender. He's more comparison to Marcos Alonso. The two brilliant strikers, Lacazette and Aubameyang, they've been in great form, and I think Arsenal need to look forward to them and not rely on them too much, but they need to play as a team and always look for those two brilliant strikers, those lethal strikers.
Definitely. In terms of Man United again, you look at who United has to play still. They need to play a lot of big teams. You have the big game with PSG coming up next week. They must still play Arsenal again, which will be a battle for the top 4 straight up. You look at them, they can affect the title race. They must still play City, Liverpool. A lot of big games ahead for Man United. Do you feel that if United progress in the Champions League against PSG, do you think that will help your club Chelsea and Arsenal at the same time in the top 4 race, seen as though you and Arsenal have a second chance in the Europa League?
I think fatigue will play a lot in the Champions League. They got a tough game against PSG, And yes, Neymar's out, but PSG will give them a run, and that will play a huge part in the top four, as United players could get injured, fatigue could happen, um, nerves could play a part as well as to top four making um, Champions League progression. And with Chelsea, they got Europa. They need to win in order to get to the Champions League if they don't make top four. With Arsenal, I don't really think that they will go anywhere this season under Unai Emery, but they will fight. They will fight to the end. But like I said, they do have a history of battling, which is why I said I don't think they will make it anywhere this season.
Do you feel Chelsea's chances of getting back in the Champions League is better through top four or the Europa League?
To be honest, I think winning the Europa League, because it's a trophy you win at the end of the season, and it's a good chance to get back into the Champions League. Even if they don't make top four, I think it's a good opportunity for them to win the Europa League and get back into the Champions League where they do belong, especially under the new manager Maurizio Sarri, and they're playing a different philosophy of football.
Quickly on the topic of Eden Hazard now, I feel like he's a great player, a world-class player, one of the best in the Premier League, top 3 definitely. He's come out and said this week he knows what he's doing at the end of the season. In my opinion, that means he's leaving. I don't know what you think of it as a Chelsea fan, but I think if you lose Hazard, your chances of progressing even further in the Sarri next season goes down by a lot. What do you think of this whole situation with Hazard in Real Madrid?
Well, it's a situation that's been coming on for a long time, from the World Cup already, and it's going to be a huge, huge loss to Chelsea. But they should look to the academy and look into the transfer market for a replacement. But it has been coming on for a long time, and I think whatever Hazard chooses at the end of this season is for the best for him. But he is a world-class player, like you said, and I think he's up there with Lionel Messi and Ronaldo.
I wouldn't go that far, but okay, you are a banter club, so yeah, but anyway. In your opinion, as things stand with the fixtures and everything, Europa League and Champions League, what would you predict for 4th, 5th and 6th place at the moment?
I would predict, like I said, Europa League will be a good thing for Chelsea. So if they don't make top 4, it's Europa League for them. But I think United will fight. I think it will be a very, very close one. Even I think this goal difference will play a big part in this top 4, in the 4th place position. Arsenal, I don't see them in the top 4. They've been in good form from the start of the season, but there are signs showing that fatigue and injuries is playing a part, like we saw in history. So United and Chelsea for me, so I think Chelsea 4th, Man United 5th, and Arsenal 6th.
Me personally, I've gone United 4th, Chelsea 5th, Arsenal 6th, simply because I feel like we're in a great run of form. I feel like all our players is happy, everyone in the club is happy, and I just feel that we have a better squad than you, a bigger squad than you, and I just feel that we have a greater chance of getting in the top 4, so I'm going with Man United 4th, Chelsea 5th, Arsenal 6th. So let's quickly run through this weekend's results. Starting off with the big one, Man City 3, Arsenal 1. Aguero hat-trick, what did you make of that game?
I watched the game throughout. It was entertaining, and Aguero's hat-trick, brilliant.
Definitely. And obviously after that, Liverpool, the chance to go back 3 points clear, drew 1 on the West Ham, played awful in my opinion. What did you make of that game?
To be honest, I was happy. I was happy that they dropped points. And West Ham played a good game. I have to give them that.
Leicester City 0, Man United 1. Great goal from Rashford, beautiful ball from Pogba. What did you make of that game?
As I said before, beautiful ball from Pogba and a good put away from Rashford. So I have no doubt there.
Definitely. Spurs 1, Newcastle 0. Heung-min Son 83rd minute goal, 3 points, Spurs back in the title race. What did you make of their gritty performance?
I was happy. I was sitting on the edge of my seat, and when Son hit that ball, I was running around. I was happy.
I think you should support Spurs, bro. Anyway, Chelsea 5, Huddersfield 0, Banta FC back again. What did you make of your team's performance on the
For
weekend?
a Chelsea supporter, I was smiling from ear to ear. Seeing Higuain's goals, brilliant.
Definitely. And obviously, the Wednesday game, seeing as though when you played City in the League Cup in 2 weeks' time, Everton 0, Man City 2, didn't play too well, got the result in the end, and that's all that matters. What did you make of that game?
It was a gritty game. It was a game of two halves.
Definitely. So now, let's do a team of the week. In goal, who have you gone for?
David De Gea.
De Gea, in my opinion, I'll go Ben Foster, simply because it was a Brighton 0, Watford 0 game. Brighton had 21 shots in that game. Ben Foster saved, I think, 7 shots. De Gea, I watched the whole United game. He had a decent game, but he wasn't brilliant in my opinion, so I would go Ben Foster. But what do you think?
For me, David De Gea has been playing very well. He's been the key for United in no goals coming through, which is why I chose De Gea, especially when they won 1-0 to get the result.
Okay, fair enough. We'll go David De Gea. Right back, in your opinion?
Matt Doherty.
Matt Doherty, I agree 100% with you. I think he played brilliantly. He won a penalty against Everton as well. When Ruben Neves scored a penalty, he won the penalty. He was brilliant defensively, got up and down that wing brilliantly. Great choice. Right centre back.
Aymeric Laporte.
Laporte. Me personally, I would have put him left centre back. Not purely based on much, but just because I feel like he's better on the left side. But I feel that's a good choice. And who have you gone to partner Aymeric Laporte?
I've gone to partner David Luiz.
David Luiz. Oh no, son. Don't agree with you.
The reason is he played a good game against Huddersfield. He kept Huddersfield at bay. His balls that he gives is.
To be fair, you played Huddersfield. They haven't scored. They've scored the least amount of goals the whole season. You played them at home. Did you really expect them to score?
Fair enough.
Is your club so shit?
Fair enough, but keeping goals at bay is a huge part.
Okay, to be fair, you scored a goal. Me personally, I wouldn't have gone David Luiz, but I think based on this weekend's result alone, I think you can have David Luiz for this week. Left back.
Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw. I've got Aaron Creswell. I think he was brilliant in Liverpool. Shaw had a great game personally. I think second half he wasn't as good as the first half. I would personally go Aaron Creswell. Since we're going 4-4-2, where have we gone on the left wing?
On the left wing, I've gone Eden Hazard.
I agree with you completely. He was brilliant this weekend. He 2 goals, even though one was a penalty. He walked past Huddersfield defenders basically. I think he was great this weekend. 2-man midfield, who have you gone?
N'Golo Kante and Ruben Neves.
Kante, he had 2 assists to be fair. I don't think. Me personally, I went Pogba and Fernandinho. I feel like Fernandinho, he basically played as defender and a midfielder in the Arsenal game. I mean, Pep, like you said earlier in the podcast, Pep is just a genius. And I mean, Pogba has just been playing well every game. I've personally gone Pogba, Fernandinho. What have you gone for? Do you still stick to Neves and Kante?
Yes, I think Ruben Neves has played a good game this weekend. He's
Better than Pogba.
maybe not better than Pogba, but
So why is he ahead of Pogba?
in terms of the way Wolves played, Ruben Neves was their leader.
Yeah, but that's not the point. It's based on the player's performance on its own. You're going the team of the week now. So personally, if Pogba was better than Neves, why is Neves ahead of Pogba in the team of the week?
Simply because Neves is a leader.
Okay, your opinion. And you still think Kante ahead of Fernandinho?
Yes, Kante played a very good game, defensively and attacking. 2 assists, and in a position that he's not familiar with. I think he's played a good game there.
To be fair. Who have you gone for on the right? It doesn't have to be an out and out right winger, but who have you gone for?
For me personally, I think Raheem Sterling.
Fair choice. Me personally, I've gone, even though he's not a winger, out and out winger, I've gone for Bobby Reid. I mean, Cardiff won 2-0, scored both goals. You know all the emotion that went through with the whole Salah story this week, the last 2 weeks. I just think Bobby Reid, all the emotions that was going on to score 2 goals in that atmosphere, I've gone Bobby Reid, me personally. up front, first striker, where we've gone for. I mean, there's only one
Yeah.
option to start.
Sergio
with.
Aguero, I think
Definitely.
we can both agree on that, as that man was fucking great.
He was fucking brilliant, definitely. And his partner.
For me, I'm going with Jimenez.
Jimenez. The one time where your fucking Chelsea player does great, you leave him out of the team.
Look, it's against Huddersfield, as you said.
Still
Gonzalo
2 goals.
We will see the true Chelsea this weekend, but for me, this weekend it was Jimenez. He's been in exceptional form.
I've gone Higuain.
Higuain.
2 goals. 2 goals. What more can you ask for of a striker? First debut game, he's still getting his fitness up to track. Still scored 2 goals. Imagine if he's 100% fit. He linked up great with Hazard. He made great runs in behind the defense. He's good when he comes short. He can hold the ball up. He can, for Hazard and whether it's Willian or Pedro, to run behind, to bring the midfielders into play. I just personally, like you said, against Huddersfield, fair enough. But I've just gone for Higuain this week. I think he was brilliant.
The reason why I said Jimenez, if we look against the top 6 especially, he's played good games. And
I
for
think you're fucking missing the point. We're talking about this weekend results, not the season as a whole.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
But if we look the game against who they played now this weekend,
they played Everton away 1-3-1.
and Wolves as a surprise package in general, I think Jimenez has driven against Everton a very, very good game.
To be fair, Everton's been on a bad run of form. I mean, you look at them, they've lost 2. I mean, they went out in the FA Cup to what, the fucking League 1 team, so what do you expect?
True. So, I'm still sticking with Jimenez.
Still going Jimenez.
Yes.
Okay, quickly, manager of the week.
Manager of the week, Pep Guardiola.
Without a doubt. I mean, when I first saw City's lineup, I thought, what the fuck is this man doing? And then when you see in possession, they have a 3-man at the back. Out of position, Fernandinho drops in. When they're in position, Fernandinho drops into the midfield to overload Arsenal in the midfield battle. They switch the play to their wingers. I mean, that man is just a genius, to be honest. I mean, no doubt manager of the week, no doubt. Let's go on to the player of the week. In your opinion, your player of the week?
Sergio Aguero, with no doubt.
100%. I think I saw a stat after the game. He scored 46 goals in his career against the Big Six, and I was like, this guy is just incredible. I mean, it's one thing to score 20 odd goals a season when 15, 16 of them is against the lesser teams, but when you score so much goals in the big situations, the big games, that is when you see what the true striker is made of. So in my opinion, 100% Sergio Aguero, player of the week.
For me, Sergio Aguero has just been excellent throughout. Since he came to the Premier League, I thought, what a striker. That game in the week, his hat-trick, outstanding. If we look at his movement, we look at the pace he uses.
I mean, I think I saw a stat also that the amount of yards combined for his 3 goals was, I think, 7 yards.
Sure.
Which is just fucking incredible. That basically just shows how good of a team City is, and just how good of a striker he is with his movement in and around the 6-yard box. Incredible.
A lot of people will say that an outrageous, outstanding goal is from outside the box, but his goals wasn't from outside the box, but it was still outstanding for me.
A striker's goals is made in the box. You can say what you want. You need to be in the position to score the goals. You need to be good off the ball. You need to lose your defender. There's a lot of technical stuff involved with the striker. I mean, I've played football, obviously not professionally, like compared to them, but I've played as a striker before, and your movement is critical. So I feel like him as a player, I mean, especially how small he is also compared to, and centre backs is generally big, 6'2", 6'3". So all that into consideration, he's just a brilliant striker, one of the best the Premier League has ever seen, without a doubt.
For a small guy, Sergio Aguero can surely hit the ball as well.
Definitely. Your flop of the week?
My flop of the week?
For once, it's not Chelsea.
I'm going for Arsenal.
Arsenal?
Yes.
Arsenal? Justify it.
Reason why they lost in the game week, they lost on the weekend 3-1.
True.
And if you look at the team as a whole and individual, we have 2 brilliant strikers playing for Arsenal, and they couldn't produce. Arsenal as a team couldn't produce.
Yes, that's true, but you must remember you're playing the champions away from them. I've gone Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Chance to go more points clear, bottled it basically. You can say what you want, it's not no, they're just playing bad, but they bottled it. Simple. For me, I've got Liverpool. In terms of, I get what you're saying from Arsenal's point of view, but did you honestly expect Arsenal to get anything out of that game at the start?
I think that was a very big game. Arsenal needed to show that they were.
Arsenal haven't won against the big six since
That's
2015.
what I'm saying. They needed to show.
In that time, United took their players, won 2 games away at the big six. What do you expect? Panther club at its best.
But I mean, I think they had 2 brilliant strikers playing up front, and that is a driving force for Arsenal, which they needed to look forward to, and they needed to show against the champions what they were made of, and they bottled it.
True, I've still got Liverpool. I mean, not like we said at the beginning, never won a title in 29 years, and a chance to put the pressure back on City, to make a bigger gap, and now you look again, City's on top, albeit by goal difference. I've got Liverpool, I'm sorry. It has to be Liverpool this week, can't be Arsenal. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying Arsenal should have actually given a game against City. I mean, if you look at Arsenal...
Yeah, but I mean, you look in the first half, yeah, they didn't have a lot of shots, but they were very good after the 1-1. I mean, me personally, when City scored the first goal in 46 seconds, I thought it was going to be 5-0. I'm not talking shit. 5-0, I thought minimum. I thought Aguero's going to score, Patrick Sterling's going to run Lichtsteiner in the ground. He did, but it's got to be Liverpool, unfortunately. I can't agree with you, it has to be Liverpool.
Just on the topic, you said that it would be 5-0 when they scored in the first few seconds. When they scored 1-1, I thought, okay, here's Arsenal showing what they are made of. I hate Arsenal, to be honest with you, but I expected Arsenal to show City what they are made of, and they couldn't do it for me.
True, but I've got Liverpool, I don't know. Do you agree with Liverpool? Me personally, if you look at the whole situation with the title, it has to be Liverpool.
I do agree when it comes to the title, but for my flop of the week, I'm going for Arsenal.
Okay, fair enough. Let's look at the preview for this weekend's fixtures. I mean, a whole host of fixtures. Let's start with a big game. Your team, Chelsea FC, going away to Manchester City. Spoke about it briefly earlier. What are your expectations heading into this game?
It's a very, very tough one because it could be a decider for first place and it could be a decider for fourth place.
True.
So I think it's going to be a very, very tough fixture. It's going to be close. I think that City will edge 2-1, but it's going to be a tough game.
I mean, you look at the two teams' forms. Chelsea over the last 2 months have gone away from home, lost 2-0 to Arsenal, who were supposedly awful, and they made you look like fucking boys.
True.
You went away to Bournemouth, you lost 4-0, your biggest ever defeat I think since 1960 something.
23 years.
And then, you know, Sarri coming out criticizing his plays. Okay, they've had the reaction twice. To be fair, it's been against Huddersfield, and the one was a semi-final in the cup against your London rivals, so you expect the reaction naturally from the players. Me personally, I think City is going to win simply because they're at home. I think if you were at home, it would have been a different story, but City at home, every time City lose, they generally lose away from home. I just feel like City will have too much for you. I feel like your defense is not strong enough to hold them. I feel like if you are going to somehow get something out of the result, Higuain and Hazard's going to play a big part, Jorginho and Kante as well. I just feel like City is going to overrun you in midfield. I think Pep will come up with something out of his world as he usually does. I'm going 3-1 City. Aguero, 2 goals, Sterling. And I think Hazard will get a goal.
I totally agree with you on that as well. It's because Sergio Aguero is in blistering form and there's no stopping him.
Okay. Other Sunday game, another title challenger. Spurs Leicester at Wembley. What, in terms of Spurs, do you feel if they lose this game they'll be out of the title race?
No, not at all.
Why?
Because simply Spurs do have a fighting spirit. I mean, if you look at the injuries, they got their big striker Harry Kane is out, and Dele Alli, who is a crucial midfielder for them. But Spurs have a fighting spirit, and I think they will win this game fair, about 2-0.
Fair enough. I think Leicester can cause a lot of problems. I mean, I watched that whole game with Leicester United. The second half, Leicester powered United. I think they deserve something from the game. I feel like Spurs at Wembley might not. I think they would have been better playing away from home. I think they've won 11 out of 13 games away from home this season. At Wembley, I just feel like Spurs as a whole, they don't score a lot of goals compared to when they play away, simply because of the size of the pitch, the amount, especially the way they play. They press high, always threatening the opposition. I just feel like Spurs, they will have enough on the day, but I feel like they will edge it. I'm going Spurs to win by 2-1.
Look, Leicester's been good fighting team against the top, but
I mean, they beat City and Chelsea this season.
But I just think Spurs have that fighting spirit, which is why it will be crucial for them.
True. I just feel Arsenal. I just feel obviously bottom of the league. Arsenal going for the top 4. Surely Arsenal got to win this game.
Look, I expect a reaction from Huddersfield. They have lost 5-0. I expect a reaction, but you expect Arsenal to win this game. Fair.
True. How do you see this game playing out?
I see it a very close game since both teams are not in the greatest of forms. I think Arsenal will win this 1-0. For you?
I think Arsenal, they're very inconsistent, but I feel like Huddersfield, they're gone, they're buried. I mean, you look at the manager they hired, it just shows they're planning for the championship next season. I feel like Arsenal's firepower up front will be too much. I'm going 2-0 up. I'm going Lacazette to score the goals. Next game, Fulham hosting Man United in the early kickoff. United, obviously, if they win that game, they're going to 4th position, even though it might be temporary. What do you expect in this game? Fulham with the worst defensive record in Europe. United with a potent attack at the moment. What is your predictions for this game?
I'm going for United win, of course. It'll be an easy game for United, especially the way United's playing. I think it's a 3-0 win for United.
I agree. I feel like United will have too much. I just feel like Fulham, they're too disorganized at the back. I feel like, depending on who plays centre back for us, I feel like Mitrovic will give us a lot of problems. But I just feel like they are not crossing the ball for him enough. His main strength is in the air, physical battles, and I just feel like United with their power in midfield and up front, I feel like will be too much. I'm going with a United 2-0 win. Title chasing after going back into second, Liverpool, Bournemouth. Liverpool obviously really need to bounce back. How do you see this game panning out?
As I said, I don't want Liverpool to win the league.
True.
But Bournemouth need to come back. They haven't been playing at the greatest, as we've seen in the season. Bournemouth did have a good start of the season. I think it's Liverpool need to drop points. So I expect Liverpool to win, but I'm going for a 1-1.
Liverpool to drop more points. Personally, I feel like Liverpool win this game. The only thing I think that will go against them is if they play Bournemouth at home and they play slow football, tempo is slow, Salah, the front three not doing enough. I feel like the Anfield crowd will get anxious. They'll get onto the players' backs, and I feel like that will transform onto the players. And I feel like the longer the game goes on without Liverpool scoring a goal, the harder it's going to get for Liverpool to pick up the result, and I feel like Bournemouth will get more into the game. If Liverpool score early in the first 10 minutes, I feel like they'll go on to win the game comfortably. Bournemouth, as we know, very inconsistent. I mean, you look, they beat Chelsea 4-0 midweek, go the weekend they lose 2-0 away to Cardiff, and I feel like they are better at home than away from home. So I just feel like Liverpool really need to win, need to bounce back to put the pressure back on City going into the big game for City in the weekend. I'm going Liverpool. With all the injuries at the back, I think Trent might be back, which I think will be a big boost. I think they've missed him a lot. I'm going Liverpool 3-1, but if Liverpool don't score in the first 10-15 minutes, I think it could be a really tight game. And especially going into the Man United game in 2 weeks' time, I don't think Liverpool can afford to go into that game dropping more points, dropping further behind City. But I feel like Liverpool will have too much firepower for Bournemouth. I'm going 3-1 Liverpool. Other game, Southampton, Cardiff. Kind of a relegation fight. I mean, Cardiff in 18th position at the moment. Southampton, big bounce under Ralph Hasenhuttl. I think he's re-energized the players. People like Redmond, I think he's been fantastic. Obviously, Cardiff, we all know the situation they're in with all the tragic news that's gone on over the past few weeks. How do you see this game panning out?
I think with regards to the tragic news, I think they're going to be playing for Sada. They're going to be showing what they are made of. But as you said, under the new manager for Southampton, re-energized, I think I'm going for Southampton win. I'm going for 2-1 Southampton.
Yeah, I agree. I'm actually going 2-0 Southampton. I just feel like Cardiff, even though with all the news that's happening, I think Neil Warnock even said in his press conference this week that it might affect the players, and if it does, I just feel like Southampton will be too much, especially on the run of form they're in. I'm going Southampton 2-0. Other game, of course, Marco Silva returning to his old club Watford, hosting Everton. Obviously Everton on a bad run of form. Watford started off the season pretty well, gone a bit under the radar this season. The last few weeks, months, they've dropped off a bit. Obviously they basically fighting for 8th, 7th position. Watford currently in 8th, Everton in 9th. How do you see this game panning out? Obviously Marco Silva and Richarlison returning to their old club. What kind of a reception do you think Marco Silva will get?
I think it will be a very cold reception, especially coming back to Watford. But it's a tight game, 9th and 8th, fighting. I really like Watford as they play. I like them as a unit.
Tom Cleverley.
Yeah, Tom Cleverley is.
Do you rate him?
I actually do like Tom Cleverley.
Please give me a reason why, because I mean he came from Man United. Me personally, I feel like he's pure shit. I don't feel like he's good enough. I think there's a reason he's playing for Watford instead of Man United. But I respect your opinion. I mean, if you rate Tom Cleverley, you clearly see something in him. I think your football knowledge is a bit shit, but that's not the point. What is your score prediction, Watford Everton?
Everton's been in bad form.
Yeah.
We all agree that they've been in bad form. Richarlison not firing enough. Calvert-Lewin not doing anything. As I said, I really like Watford, so I'm going for a Watford 1-0 win.
I also think it will be a tight game. Even though Everton's been on a poor run of form, I don't see much separating the two sides. I think Everton has the better team on paper. I feel like they've got a lot of talented players. I just don't feel like they've been gelling together. They've been pure shit at set pieces. I don't know what the fuck Marco Silva is doing in terms of that. He's always been, I mean, if you look throughout his whole career, his teams in the Premier League when he's coached, they've always been worse for set pieces. I just feel like it's going to be a really tight. I'm going 1-1 Watford Everton. And that's a roundup for the preview of the week. Just before we wrap up, I think we've all known about the tragic news of Emiliano Sala. All our hearts and our prayers go out to him and his family, everyone associated with Cardiff, his old club. I don't think that any of us like to see a player passing on, playing the game we all love. I just feel like that, I mean, he was Cardiff's record signing, on his way to play in the Premier League, the best league in the world. He's loved that league, he said it himself. For him to tragically pass on the way he did especially, I just feel that everyone associated with football is sad about this news, and our thoughts and our prayers really go into the hearts of the family of Emiliano Sala. Rest in peace, my friend. That's a wrap. Mr. Modlin, thank you for being on the day.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you, it's been a pleasure being here.
Definitely, I look forward to seeing you in the near future. I really enjoyed your company.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching the video, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the notification button, and just support our channel, please. Till next time.